Hello, Business 330 students. This is Professor Hassey. It's Tuesday, September 21st. This is the introduction video for week 5 of our Business 330 class. Capital valuation and capital budgeting, chapters 8 and 9. We spend 2 weeks on this subject. This week and next week. This week is 8 and 9. Next week it's 10, 11, and 12. All these lead up to assignment number 3, which we'll do a spreadsheet analysis due October 5th. And also your Road King analysis includes this, which is due October 12th. So what we're going to talk about investment return analysis and do some practice in a spreadsheet and discounted cash flow. How do we determine what cash flow is generated, excuse me, off an investment? So let me bring up our Blackboard site and let me show you some key things for this week number 5. We're now starting the second half of our class. Okay, a couple of things to note as we head into week 5. First of all, you have the midterm examination due this evening, Tuesday night. If you have an extension on that, that's fine. You post when you can. I would like to have all the midterm work posted by Thursday of this week so I can get the grades to you. This is an important time to take an analysis of your grade situation, even though we do have many grades remaining, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So if you need an extension and if you have not contacted me about that, please do so this evening. Again, midterm examination is due tonight. If we go to week 5, this week's file folder, you'll see a couple interesting things. First off, the important dates that remain in our course. We have 4 weeks remaining. And I always post this the second half of any class to give you, make sure you understand when things are due and what's going and how much they're worth. The midterm is due tonight, the 21st. That's 20% of your course grade. Assignment number 3, which we posted next week, is due Tuesday, October 5th. That's 5% of your course grade. The group case paper, which you'll be working on, the Road Kings case over the next couple of weeks with your group, is due Tuesday, October 12th, which is 20% of your course grade. Extensions are available for that. Remember, you and your team are posting 2 files, your paper file and your spreadsheet file. I'll be having a special video this weekend on Saturday, posting it to Blackboard, which I'll go over the Road King case in detail. By that time, you've done some review of chapters 8 and 9. We'll have a lecture tomorrow evening, which will review that. Then you'll be ready to maybe begin organizing and tackling the Road King case. I'll have a special video explaining that for you all this weekend. Then you have your final examination, which is posted the last Tuesday of our class, October 19th. That is worth 30% of your course grade. Your course evaluations are due Thursday, the 21st of October. And your final course grades will be posted to Blackboard on Friday, October 22nd. That's when you can expect your grades. So those are important dates that you should make sure you're aware of and what your responsibilities are as far as work is to be done over the next few weeks. Another area that I'd like you to spend some time on is take a look at it before our class this week, is to make sure you're familiar with capital budgeting. Read some of these notes in week 5, some explanations, the finance fact, which explains the definition of capital budgeting, which you'll be reading about, and then some review problems, which we'll review in class. So make sure you take a look at these and are prepared for them over the next few days. Here's a spreadsheet that we'll be doing in our course lecture on Wednesday evening. You might want to download that, take a look at it. We'll be doing the chapter 8 and 9 problems in that spreadsheet, which are good practice for capital budgeting. So take note of that for my lecture on Wednesday evening. Now I would like to show you a quick video explaining capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is the selection of an asset and how to calculate what type of return that asset will generate. In other words, we're going to invest and borrow money. borrow money, take shares of stock ownership, and we're going to take that capital, invest it in an asset. We have to make sure we earn enough to pay back those investors and probably, hopefully, make even more profit. How do we go about that process of selection? It's called capital budgeting. Here's a video explaining this. Okay, that gives you something to chew on as a definition of capital budgeting. Okay, what we've done in this course for the first 4 weeks is leading up to this analysis. We've learned how to explain and what makes up the definition of a corporation and finance. We've learned how to understand financial statements and what they tell us. We've learned to understand capital investments like bonds and stocks. We've put together a portfolio as an explanation of learning how the markets work, all leading up to now that we've acquired our capital, where do we invest it and how do we make sure that investment is worthwhile? That's where we're at right now in our course. So we'll be looking at examples and problems of this in our lecture on Wednesday. And this leads up to the Road King case that you all be working on in your groups. And we'll talk about that in our lecture as well on Wednesday. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night. Have a great evening, and we'll see you Wednesday. Adios.